In the twilight of an ancient world, Cleopatra stood as the last pharaoh of Egypt, a ruler caught in the relentless grip of a rising empire. With her kingdom's rich history and vibrant culture at stake, she faced an unprecedented challenge. The Roman Republic, a tidal force of ambition and power, threatened to engulf her realm, leaving her to navigate the treacherous waters of diplomacy and warfare. Born into a lineage that revered the gods and embraced the arts, Cleopatra was not merely a figurehead. She was a scholar, fluent in multiple languages, and a strategist who understood the delicate balance of power. Her reign was marked by a fierce determination to preserve her people's legacy while forging alliances that could shield her kingdom from the encroaching Roman influence. As tensions escalated, Cleopatra's charm and intellect became her greatest weapons. She captivated powerful Roman leaders, including Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony, weaving a web of political intrigue that would alter the course of history. Her relationships were not just romantic, they were calculated moves in a high-stakes game of survival, where love and ambition intertwined in a dance of fate. Yet, Cleopatra's reign was fraught with peril. The ambitions of Rome were insatiable, and despite her brilliance, she faced betrayal and conflict on all fronts. The very empire that she sought to navigate became a relentless adversary, intent on absorbing Egypt into its vast territories. The struggle was not just for power, it was a fight for identity and the soul of a civilization. In the shadow of the Roman legions, Cleopatra's resolve hardened. She fortified her cities, rallied her armies, and sought to inspire her people. The Nile, a lifeline of her kingdom, became a symbol of resistance. As she stood on its banks, she envisioned a future where Egypt could thrive, defying the odds against a formidable foe determined to erase her legacy. The clash of cultures reached a fever pitch as Cleopatra's story unfolded. Her efforts to unify Egypt and Rome through diplomacy were met with skepticism, yet she remained undeterred. Each alliance forged was a testament to her resilience, a bid to rewrite the narrative of a queen who would not be silenced. The stakes were high, and every decision could tip the balance of power. Ultimately, Cleopatra's legacy would be defined by her struggle against the tidal force of Rome. She became a symbol of defiance, a queen who challenged the very foundations of an empire. Her life, a poignant reminder of the complexities of power, love, and ambition, would echo through history, inspiring generations to come. In her fight, she embodied the spirit of a nation, forever caught between two worlds. Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE, a child of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a lineage that traced its roots to the conquests of Alexander the Great. Raised in the opulent halls of Alexandria, she was enveloped in the splendor of a kingdom that thrived on trade and culture. From an early age, her education was steeped in the arts of diplomacy, languages, and the intricate politics that defined her family's rule. Her father, Ptolemy XII, was a king beset by challenges, both from within his court and from the encroaching power of Rome. Cleopatra witnessed the delicate balance of power that her family navigated, learning that loyalty could shift like the sands of the Nile. This environment of intrigue would shape her understanding of governance and survival in a world where betrayal was often the price of ambition. As a young girl, Cleopatra was not just a passive observer. She was a keen participant in the political games that surrounded her. She learned to play the role of the charming princess, using her wit and intelligence to forge alliances. Her ability to speak multiple languages and engage with various cultures would later become vital tools in her quest for power, setting her apart from her predecessors. In the shadow of her father's reign, Cleopatra's education was not merely academic. She was trained in the art of seduction and persuasion, understanding that these skills were just as crucial as military strength. The court of Alexandria was a stage, and she was learning to be both the actress and the playwright, crafting her narrative amidst the chaos of political strife and familial rivalry. When her father died in 51 BCE, Cleopatra ascended to the throne alongside her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. However, the throne was not a sanctuary, it was a battleground. Cleopatra quickly found herself embroiled in a power struggle that would define her early reign, as factions within the court vied for control, each seeking to manipulate the young queen for their own ends. In the midst of this turmoil, Cleopatra's resolve began to crystallize. She realized that to secure her position, she would need to align herself with the most powerful forces of the time. This meant engaging with Rome, the very empire that threatened her sovereignty. Her early experiences in the court taught her that survival often required bold moves, and she was prepared to take risks to ensure her legacy. Cleopatra's upbringing, steeped in royal intrigue and the lessons of power, forged a queen who would not simply inherit her throne, but would fight fiercely to defend it. As she navigated the treacherous waters of her youth, she began to envision a future where she could not only rule, but also reshape the fate of her kingdom against the tidal force of Rome, setting the stage for her legendary reign. In the shadow of a crumbling dynasty, Cleopatra emerged as a beacon of hope. Her lineage intertwined with the Ptolemies, she was not merely a ruler by birthright, but a strategist by necessity. As Egypt faced the encroaching threat of Rome, Cleopatra's intellect and ambition ignited a fierce determination to reclaim her kingdom's glory, setting the stage for a remarkable ascent to power amid the chaos of political intrigue and familial betrayal. With her brother Ptolemy XIII as a reluctant co-ruler, Cleopatra navigated the treacherous waters of Alexandria's court. Their rivalry was palpable, a sibling struggle marked by manipulation and power plays. As tensions escalated, Cleopatra's resolve hardened. She sought alliances, leveraging her intelligence and charm to sway the hearts of influential figures, knowing that the fate of her kingdom rested on her ability to outmaneuver those who sought to undermine her reign. The arrival of Julius Caesar in 48 BCE marked a pivotal moment in Cleopatra's journey. Recognizing the potential of this powerful Roman leader, she boldly approached him, wrapped in the allure of her own mystique. Their fateful meeting was not merely a romantic entanglement, it was a calculated alliance. Cleopatra understood that to secure her throne, she needed the might of Rome, and she was willing to do whatever it took to forge that bond. As Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship deepened, so did her influence over the Roman general. She bore him a son, Caesarion, a symbol of their union and a potential heir to both the Egyptian and Roman thrones. Yet, this alliance was fraught with peril. Cleopatra knew the tides of loyalty could shift rapidly, and she had to navigate the complexities of Roman politics while maintaining her grip on Egypt's fragile sovereignty. The assassination of Caesar in 44 BCE sent shockwaves through the ancient world, leaving Cleopatra vulnerable once more. With Rome in turmoil, she faced a daunting choice: to retreat into the shadows or to rise defiantly against the chaos. Cleopatra chose the latter, leveraging her political acumen to align with Mark Antony, another powerful Roman. This partnership reignited her ambitions, but it also set the stage for an epic struggle against the relentless tide of Roman expansion. In the ensuing years, Cleopatra's reign became synonymous with resilience and defiance. As she fought to protect her kingdom from the looming threat of Rome, her legacy as a brilliant queen was forged in the fires of conflict. The struggle against an empire that sought to absorb Egypt into its vast dominion was not merely a battle for power. It was a testament to her indomitable spirit, forever etching her name in the annals of history as a ruler who dared to challenge the world. In the heart of Alexandria, Cleopatra's ambitions intertwined with the relentless tide of Roman power. Julius Caesar, a formidable general and statesman, arrived not just as a conqueror but as a potential ally. Their meeting was a collision of two brilliant minds, each seeking to navigate the treacherous waters of politics and survival. Cleopatra, aware of the stakes, recognized that aligning with Caesar could either secure her throne or lead to her downfall. As Cleopatra and Caesar forged their alliance, the city buzzed with uncertainty. The queen, with her keen intellect, understood that Rome's ambitions were insatiable. She presented herself not merely as a ruler, but as a partner in power. Together, they envisioned a new order, one where Egypt could stand strong against the encroaching forces of Rome. This partnership was a delicate dance, balancing ambition with the need for survival in a world dominated by military might. In the shadow of the Great Pyramids, Cleopatra and Caesar's relationship blossomed, fueled by mutual desire and political necessity. Their union produced a son, Ptolemy IV themed Philopator Caesar, known as Caesarion. This child symbolized the hope of a new dynasty, one that could merge the legacies of Egypt and Rome. Yet the birth of this heir also intensified the stakes, as enemies lurked, eager to exploit any sign of weakness in their alliance. As their bond deepened, Cleopatra faced the reality of Caesar's ambitions. His eyes were set on greater conquests, and Egypt was but a stepping stone. The queen, ever astute, began to realize that her survival hinged on her ability to navigate the shifting loyalties of Rome. She needed to play her cards carefully, ensuring that her kingdom remained a vital player in the grand game of power, even as the tides of loyalty shifted around her. The alliance reached a pivotal moment when Caesar returned to Rome, leaving Cleopatra to govern alone. The queen, now a figure of both admiration and suspicion, had to consolidate her power amidst whispers of betrayal. She fortified her position, rallying her supporters and demonstrating her strength as a ruler. Cleopatra's resolve was tested, yet she remained undeterred, determined to protect her legacy and her son's future against the looming shadow of Roman dominance. As the years unfolded, the alliance between Cleopatra and Caesar became a defining chapter in history. Their partnership was not merely a romantic entanglement, it was a strategic maneuver against the colossal force of Rome. Cleopatra's legacy would be forever intertwined with Caesar's ambition, a testament to her resilience. She stood as a queen who dared to defy an empire, embodying the struggle of a brilliant leader navigating the complexities of love, power, and survival. As Cleopatra and Mark Antony forged their alliance, the stakes grew ever higher. Their love was a potent weapon, entwined with the politics of a crumbling empire. Together, they sought to challenge the might of Rome, a force that threatened to engulf Egypt. The passion between them became both a shield and a sword as they navigated the treacherous waters of loyalty, ambition, and betrayal. The Battle of Actium loomed on the horizon, a defining moment that would determine the fate of Cleopatra's reign. Antony, fueled by love and desperation, gathered his forces, but the tides of war were unforgiving. As the ships assembled, Cleopatra stood resolute, her heart intertwined with Antony's, knowing that their combined strength was both a beacon of hope and a harbinger of doom. On that fateful day in 31 BC, the winds shifted and the naval clash erupted. Cleopatra's fleet, once a symbol of power, faltered against Octavian's disciplined forces. The chaos of battle mirrored the turmoil in Antony's heart, torn between love and duty. As the ships clashed, Cleopatra watched from the shore, her dreams of a united kingdom slipping away like grains of sand. In the aftermath of defeat, Antony's world crumbled. The once mighty general found himself isolated, his dreams of glory extinguished. Cleopatra, ever the strategist, sought to salvage what remained of their alliance. Their love, once a source of strength, now felt like a chain binding them to a fate they could not escape. The shadows of Rome loomed larger than ever, threatening to erase their legacy. As Octavian's forces advanced, Cleopatra and Antony retreated to the sanctuary of Alexandria. Here, amidst the crumbling walls of a once great city, they plotted their next move. Love and desperation intertwined, they prepared for one final stand. Cleopatra, the brilliant queen, refused to surrender her kingdom without a fight, determined to defy the tidal force of Rome, even as the walls closed in around them. In a tragic crescendo, the end came swiftly. With the walls of Alexandria breached, Cleopatra and Antony faced their final moments together. Their love story, marked by ambition and sacrifice, echoed through the ages. As they chose to embrace death rather than surrender, they became legends, their struggle a testament to the indomitable spirit of a queen who dared to defy an empire, forever altering the course of history. In the summer of 31st BCE, the stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of empires. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of Egypt, and Mark Antony, her lover and ally, prepared for battle against Octavian, the ambitious heir of Julius Caesar. The stakes were monumental, as the clash at Actium would not only decide the future of Rome, but also the survival of Cleopatra's kingdom. As the sun rose over the Ionian Sea, the tension was palpable. Cleopatra's fleet, a formidable armada of ships, was designed for speed and maneuverability. With their sleek hulls and skilled sailors, they were a testament to Egyptian ingenuity. Yet, Octavian's forces boasted a larger navy, fortified with the latest Roman war tactics, setting the stage for an epic confrontation that would echo through history. The battle commenced with a cacophony of war cries and the thunder of oars slicing through water. Cleopatra's ships darted like arrows, attempting to outmaneuver the heavier Roman vessels. But Octavian's fleet, disciplined and relentless, pushed forward, employing a strategy that would encircle and overwhelm. The clash of steel and the roar of the sea marked the beginning of the end for Cleopatra's reign. In the chaos of battle, a fateful decision was made. As the tide turned against them, Cleopatra and Antony chose to retreat, a move that would seal their fate. Their ships, once symbols of power and defiance, now became vessels of despair. The sight of Cleopatra's fleeing fleet was a poignant reminder of the fragility of dreams, as the winds of fortune shifted irrevocably in favor of Octavian. The aftermath of Actium was a devastating blow to Cleopatra's aspirations. With her forces defeated, the queen returned to Egypt, her heart heavy with loss. The once great kingdom now stood on the brink of collapse, as Octavian's victory paved the way for the Roman Empire's expansion. Cleopatra's dreams of a united front against Rome lay shattered, leaving her to grapple with the consequences of a battle lost. Actium marked not just a military defeat, but a profound shift in the balance of power. Cleopatra's legacy, intertwined with the fate of Egypt, would be forever altered. As Rome consolidated its grip, the story of a brilliant queen who dared to defy an empire became a tale of tragedy. Cleopatra's struggle against the tidal force of Rome would resonate through the ages, a testament to the enduring spirit of resistance. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden hue over Alexandria, Cleopatra faced the inevitable. Surrounded by the encroaching forces of Octavian, her heart raced with both fear and defiance. In her final moments, she contemplated the legacy she would leave behind, a legacy not just of power, but of resistance against an empire that sought to erase her very existence. In the silence of her chamber, Cleopatra summoned her trusted attendants. She had long been a master of strategy, and now she would employ her most daring tactic yet. With a resolve that belied her fragile state, she chose to embrace death on her own terms, a final act of defiance against the Roman tide that threatened to engulf her. The fateful moment arrived as Cleopatra held the serpent, a symbol of both danger and power. Legends whispered of its venom, capable of delivering a swift end. In a world where her autonomy was slipping away, she transformed this creature into a weapon of her own making, a means to reclaim agency in a life that had been dictated by others. As the serpent's bite coursed through her veins, Cleopatra's thoughts drifted to the battles fought and the alliances forged. She had navigated the treacherous waters of politics and war, and now she would not be a pawn in Octavian's game. In her final act, she sought to become a legend, a queen who chose her fate rather than succumb to the will of an empire. With her last breath, Cleopatra envisioned a future where her story would endure, where her name would echo through the ages. The serpent's venom was not merely a means to an end. It was a declaration of her strength, a reminder that even in death she would defy the very forces that sought to diminish her legacy. In the aftermath, the world would remember Cleopatra not just as a queen who fell to Rome, but as a figure of resilience. Her choice reverberated through history, inspiring countless generations to fight against oppression. The serpent's bite became a symbol of her indomitable spirit, a testament to a queen who refused to be forgotten, forever etched in the annals of time. Cleopatra's reign was marked not only by her beauty, but by her sharp intellect and political acumen. She understood that to survive in a world dominated by Rome, she needed to wield power with precision. Her alliances were not merely romantic entanglements. They were strategic moves on a grand chessboard, designed to secure her kingdom's future against the relentless tide of imperial ambition. In her quest for strength, Cleopatra revived Egypt's ancient naval prowess. She commissioned the construction of warships, sleek and formidable, designed to challenge Roman dominance at sea. These vessels became symbols of her defiance, allowing her to project power across the Mediterranean. striking fear into the hearts of her enemies while rallying her allies under the banner of Egyptian sovereignty. The Battle of Actium in 31 BCE would become a defining moment in her legacy. Cleopatra, alongside Mark Antony, faced Octavian's forces in a confrontation that would alter the course of history. The tactics she employed, from strategic retreats to the use of her naval fleet, showcased her capabilities as a ruler who understood the art of war, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Despite her ultimate defeat, Cleopatra's legacy as a strategist endures. She fought not just for her throne, but for the very identity of Egypt, against a backdrop of Roman expansion. Her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of political alliances and military confrontations reflects a ruler who was far more than a mere figurehead, but a formidable force in her own right. In the aftermath of her death, Cleopatra's image transformed from that of a defeated queen to a symbol of resistance. Her story became a narrative of empowerment, illustrating the complexities of a woman who wielded power in a male-dominated world. The echoes of her strategies and her defiance against Rome continue to resonate, inspiring generations to challenge the status quo. Cleopatra's legacy is a testament to her multifaceted role as a leader. She was not merely a lover of powerful men, but a ruler who understood the intricacies of governance and warfare. Her life serves as a reminder that true strength lies in the ability to adapt, to strategize, and to confront the tides of history with unwavering resolve, forever etched in the annals of time.